Get through the morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hayesy on Nova.
Joes, let's talk about a very good, I was going to say former friend, but he's still a very, very close friend, and that is Tom Duday. Of course, he's gone from the Crows to Brisbane. We'd speak to him every couple of weeks last year.
Yeah.
And now we've got this little soft spot for the Lions.
Yeah, and in the full interest of transparency, I've been friends with his partner, Em, for a very long time. They are beautiful, beautiful people. And he copped it yesterday.
Yeah.
Copped a little bit of backlash because he did an interview, a TV interview, and at the end of it, they said to him, do you miss anything about South Australia in terms of some of our more, I guess, unique food offerings? And this is what he had to say.
When I was in South Australia, I didn't ever really subscribe to those things, the pie floats. They just made no sense to me. So even fruit chocks, things like that, I didn't quite enjoy, which South Australians probably won't like to hear me saying that.
Oh, geez, what's your deal, Duday?
Oh.
That's the sort of responses he was getting online.
But it sort of got turned into a whole, do they slam South Australia? And all the time that you and I have known him, never once has he ever come across as ungrateful for his time here in South Australia. And two, never once has he said a bad word about his time at the Crows or this state.
Yeah, I saw the headline. It says, Duday declares South Australia shouldn't be part of the Constitution, which I thought was a bit rich.
It was a little bit over the top. It was, I guess, in terms of the food selection, a little bit of an unpopular opinion. But you're an out-of-towner. You came here from Sydney.
Yep.
And you didn't quite understand some of the nuances, did you?
So I arrived when I was 21 years old.
Yep.
And I've got to say...
Tick yourself?
What's that? Yeah, I don't know, 21. When I was 22. No, I was 21. Yeah, there we go. And I completely understand what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So, look, I enjoy the odd fruit chock. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say that I would absolutely devote my life to it like some other South Australians.
Yeah.
Frog cakes, for example,
Gotcha.
insanely sweet. But also a pie floater. Who actually eats these things?
I've been here for 20 years. I've never had a pie floater.
I've never seen a pie floater. I know there used to be some sort of cart that used to be around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've never seen one, and I've never known somebody to regularly eat pie floaters. Yet we cruise around, we're like, yeah, pie floater, it's our thing, we love it. Oh, spot on. Tom Duday is spot on.
Yeah, but the other thing is, he's being left alone in Brisbane. He can walk down the street and no one's going to know who he is. This is a two-team town.
Yeah.
You cop a lot of scrutiny.
Oh, big time.
And when you do step out of line and have the audacity to question our foodstuffs, then you cop some backlash, which was pretty damn unfair yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely it was.
But unpopular opinions, let's do this. 13 24 10, please. Do you have one?
Yeah, can I kick us off? All right. Game of Thrones sucked. Game of Thrones, no good.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God, we're going to get cancelled.
Nah, Hayesy, I'm with you. I haven't seen one episode.
I've seen 3 episodes at Abs, and I was like, I just saw the first episode. I'm like, okay, I'll push through. Second episode, how long do I have to persevere with this thing?
Yeah.
3 episodes in, I'm like, this is just stupid.
Yeah, I'd probably watched, I don't know, maybe nearly the first season and just was like, what the hell's everyone on about?
And I've said this before, there was one part that I saw where there was a bit of incest going on.
Yeah.
And I remember saying that to a mate, I'm like, there was genuine incest shenanigans.
Okay.
And my mate was like, yeah, how good was it? I'm like, no.
No.
That's not a selling point at all.
I've got an unpopular opinion. Your mate's a weirdo.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Producer Zoe, unpopular opinion.
I've got a couple. My first one, massages suck. I hate being touched. Don't touch me, I'm certainly not paying for it. And then probably my most unpopular opinion, which I've always copped stick for over my whole life, is I can't stand mashed potato.
Oh.
Or even a baked potato. That is too soft.
So
and
the
fluffy.
moment the texture turns fluffy, you're off
Absolutely not.
Yeah, well.
Oh, and for some, this sounds psychotic because it is. The combination of potato and butter.
What do you mean?
I know.
Butter makes everything better.
Right?
Serious?
Yeah, I know. It's upsetting. It's upsetting.
I've butter on my cereal.
My 12-year-old made mashed potato last night with a bit of nutlegs and salt, and it was so
awful.
beyond
And that was great.
I want to love it. What's not to love about potato and butter, but heaps. And the smell. Oh, the smell. I can't.
Hey, Abs in the newsroom, can you narrow down your unpopular opinions from 500 to 1?
I definitely can, which is surprising for me.
Yeah.
My unpopular opinion is they say that money can't buy happiness.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. If I'm in a mansion of a house with a big closet and lots of sausage dogs, how could you not be happy?
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, Larry.
I think the same thing.
100%.
Oh, I've got 2. First one, golf is selfish.
Oh,
It
that
is.
is controversial.
It's a selfish pastime, especially. For example, right, let's use you as an example. You've got 3 kids under 5. You get 1 day off a week.
Yeah.
If you choose to go and play golf on that day, which takes you out of the family system from 11 o'clock till about 6 o'clock, including beers, you can't tell me that's not selfish.
Do you know how stressful it is here at Nova?
Working with all us emotional women, am I right?
No, look, Jones, I want to for the sake of this, I'd like to disagree with you, but I can't.
No.
I can't. And I'm not going after your beautiful partner, Greg, because I know he likes to
He loves around.
regularly play golf. But
Yeah.
I tell you what, if I said that to my wife, Cara,
Yeah.
just going to pop out for 6 hours and play a bit of golf with the lads,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be well received. And I'd be shocked if it wasn't well received.
Yeah, because if you flip that on its head, you imagine me as a mother with 3 kids going, see ya,
Yeah.
see ya, I'll be back whenever.
Why do I
this
feel like
afternoon.
Greg's in a lot of trouble at the moment?
I know, always.
Hey guys, coming up in the news, Nova host declares war on pie floaters.
Joe, I'm just going to throw this out there. Ever been done cheating?
Oh,
Jerry. No, not that sort of cheating. I mean, have you ever been exposed for trying to, I don't know, twist the law in your advantage, if you know what I mean?
not at least in the last 24 hours, no.
Okay, good. You've made it at least 36 hours. Good for you. Let's go to one of the most wondrous places on the planet, and that's Ireland. A woman in Ireland lost more than $800,000 in an injury lawsuit stemming from a car crash after photos showed her launching a Christmas tree during a post-holiday competition, and also, on top of that, she won the event.
Hang on. So she got disability compo and then she went into a tree throwing contest.
Off the back of a car crash, she
Yes.
was set to earn herself a really nice pay packet, $800K about to enter her account, and all of a sudden some photos emerged of her being insanely athletic as well.
Okay.
Because when you're tossing a Christmas tree, trust me, they're not small,
No.
they're big boys.
Yeah.
And she wasn't there just to make up the numbers. She won the damn event.
And if she didn't think that she was going to make the local paper for that feat either,
spot on.
and alert the workers' compensation people,
Yeah.
what an idiot, or an edgit,
Yes, exactly.
as they say over there. What a big edgit.
That's not bad from you. That's a very good accent. I mean, what sort of price do you put on winning a prestigious competition like that, though? You
That's
know
so
what I mean? Probably valued at about $1 million. So maybe she's come out on top. I didn't get completely exposed, but I feel like I got done by karma in
Okay.
year 12
Yeah.
when I cheated twice in my PDHP exam. So what you do is you put notes in your back pocket,
Yep.
and then you got to go to the toilet.
Okay.
So, and the guys who are watching you, they can't go into the toilet.
No.
So they hang out at the front of the bathroom. So
Pervy,
you go in
wouldn't
there
it?
and you check your notes. I did that twice.
Oh, no.
And I strutted back down, and I'd never been more confident in my life
Yeah.
with this test. Got the result back, 60%. Like, how is that even possible?
So-
how can you cheat twice in a test and return a score of 60%?
Oh my God. What does that say about your cerebral capacity when you cheat in an exam twice and you get 60%?
I don't even know what the hell cerebral means.
Your brain.
Okay.
Your brain, you big idiot.
Now that's a joke.
That was a joke.
That's a joke. That's a terrible joke.
Joe, it's a pretty long break, and what it's done is allowed you to really hunt and gather the best possible jokes that have ever been put together on this little round planet.
I spent the entire holiday season looking for jokes just to make you two idiots laugh. It's what I do.
Did you go in a different direction? Because you should have just went straight to the Queen, and that is Newsreader Abbey of humour.
Oh, yeah, so true. God, I never saw... her development last year was extraordinary, wasn't it?
It's unbelievable.
Started out so poor, like below par, and then just came through with a bang. I think that as the year went on, the dirtier she got and the better she got. You know what I mean?
Well, mate, at the start, she was playing for like the North Adelaide Rockets, whatever it is. And then by the end, she was like starting for the LA Lakers. That was her progression.
That's how I am in life, really. Start poor and then fire through.
Finish
to,
strong.
Yeah,
Very
finish
nice.
strong.
All right, who wants to go first?
Do you know what? Well, you lead us fearlessly most times. So why don't you lead us in a really positive, funny direction this time?
Okay, I'll tell you a funny thing that happened on the holidays. I actually brought some shoes, but I didn't realise this, but I brought them from a drug dealer.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I know. It's extraordinary. I don't know what he laced them with, but I can't stop dripping.
how's the drip? I get it. It's good. All right, Abby.
All right, ready?
What do you reckon? It's good. Good start, Jess.
How do you make your significant other cry during adult cuddles?
Oh, boy. I know the reasons I've cried before. But
Because the NBA's on in the background.
All right.
Or there was an honesty session. I don't know. Sorry, Abby. What do you got?
Sorry. Okay, let's start again. How do you make your significant other cry during adult cuddles?
How?
Call them.
That's good.
Thank you.
I like it.
Right. Okay, I got a joke now, and I've got to give a big special shout out to a good friend of mine, Robbie Cornthwaite.
Oh, yes.
The man knows how to tell jokes.
Oh, mate, there's not enough Robbie in this show.
Not enough Robbie. I've said that from day dot. No one's listening to me. We're pushing for it hard.
We don't usually.
All right, so he told me this one. He said, look, a guy goes home to his wife and he's a bit of a drinker. And let's just call, for the sake of this joke, let's call her Cara. Let's call this bloke Andrew. She says to him one night, do you know what? You're drinking far too much. Every time you come home, you're covered in vomit. You're not making sense. If you do this one more time, I'm leaving you. I'm divorcing you. He says, okay. Well, here's the thing. I've got a thing this Friday with a few mates. Let me prove to you that I can do this.
Yep.
So she goes, okay, this is your last chance. So he goes to this thing, surprise, gets a little bit carried away.
Yes.
1 beer, 2 beer, 3 beer, and just goes on and on. Next minute, he's covered in his own vomit. Classic.
Classic Andrew.
And then goes,
yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm going to get divorced. I've got to go home now to my wife. She's going to divorce me. She's going to see the vomit. She's going to say, that's it.
Yeah.
His mate comes up and goes, no, I got a little trick here.
Yeah.
So what you do is you put $20 in your top pocket and then you tell her that one of your mates vomited on you while you were putting him in the car. You're actually being responsible.
Oh, yes.
It works all the time. I always do it. My wife falls for it every single time. So he goes, great, that's a good idea. Goes home, walks through the door. The wife goes, oh, here we go. I told you couldn't do it. Vomit. You're out. I'm going to divorce you. He said, no. It wasn't me. It was Ringo. Okay, I had to put him in the car. He spewed all over me. He goes, look, he even put $20 in my top pocket to pay for dry cleaning. So she checks. She looks in and goes, hang on, there's $40 in there. There's 2 20s in there. What's going there? He says, oh, yeah, that was from my mate who shat in my pants.
We got there, finally.
Double dry cleaning bill there for you, Abby.
Out, man. At one stage, I'm thinking, we get it. He's drunk again.
Yeah. Well, we got there in the end. It was a marathon.
So
exhausted.
Just double checking, Cara, and you're finalising the divorce now? Or?
Yes, don't check my pants.
Yeah.
That's the point of the story. 41 degrees across Adelaide today. It's one of those days where, you could really, really come unstuck.
And things can get destroyed, though. This is the thing. Particularly if you leave stuff in your car. Can be an absolute disaster.
Back in the day, I just bought a brand new guitar. It was a Cole Clark Fat Lady one.
That means nothing to me.
Beautiful guitar. It cost me $1,500.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I reckon, remember when, was it Kevin Rudd?
Yeah.
And he gave you those payments?
Oh, yes.
Yes. And it was like maybe $600 or $700 or something.
That's what you used your payment for.
I got 2 payments because I was on youth allowance because I was at uni, but also I was earning bugger all. So I got 2 payments. So all of a sudden, like $1,500 just turned up in my account, and I did exactly what Kay wanted me to do, was just go out and spend it.
I don't know that K-Rudd wanted you to spend his $1,500 on a guitar. I don't think that was the plan.
What about Kevin Rudd just quietly getting in purely because of a slogan? Kevin 07.
Oh, that was good though.
Outrageously good stuff.
Yeah.
So I bought this brand new guitar and it was going to change my life. I was going to be able to actually finally speak to women via my guitar and through music. I left it in my car.
Yeah.
And it was a 41, 42 degree day, and I left it in there for about 2 days, I reckon. Got it out, and I thought it'd be completely protected. It wasn't. So the neck of the guitar completely warped.
Oh, no.
Because it's like movable wood and all this sort of really special oak. Absolutely destroyed it. And there's no way that you can sort of claim fault or try and get some sort of reimbursement because they're like, you're an idiot, mate. Don't let your guitar cook in the car.
Yeah, and that would have been an absolute disgrace too. If you had used government payments to buy yourself a guitar and then B, claimed it because of your own stupidity on insurance.
No. Kevin wasn't proud that day, was he?
No, he definitely wasn't. Let's do this. 13, 24, 10. When did the heat get you? When
Yeah.
did the heat absolutely destroy something?
Yes,
Could be
absolutely.
anything. Should be my first test today because I got a new one of those hands-free kits for my car where the suction thing, you stick it on your dashboard.
Yeah.
And the lady at Super Cheap goes, just be careful because in the heat it'll get you.
Destroyed.
It absolutely melted one of hers. So we'll see. We'll see
There we go.
today.
It's a waiting game.
When did the heat get you?
Oh, that's hot, isn't it?
You left a guitar in your car.
Yeah, I did.
And
Brand new
it
guitar.
completely warped.
Completely warped the neck.
Mm.
So basically just bent the neck, and there's nothing you can do about it as well. You can genuinely just throw it away.
I would have loved if you had have tried to use that at the Lion on a Sunday afternoon and you're just like having to bend around the neck of your guitar.
I think more so went in the corner of the room for a long time as a bit of a decoration.
Oh, yes.
And then if you did get a special visitor, you're like, oh, do you play guitar? I'm like, yeah, no. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. That's no big deal.
It's no big deal. I'm having a bit of a break from playing guitar at the minute.
Kylie,
Morning, guys. How are you?
we're so good. When did the heat get you?
It totally destroyed my driver's license.
What happened?
Classic excuse.
I left it in the glove box and it completely melted and twisted and, could not use it.
Yeah, right.
I didn't. Oh, God, it must have been hot that day, Kylie.
I don't know. I didn't think it was too hot, but, it must have been when it was like the 45-degree heat.
What about Kylie's
car,
going
I
getting ID'd at nightclubs and they're like, mate,
Oh, my license melted. And they're like, oh, I've heard that before.
classic. Simon, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, when did the heat get you?
Well, it was a hot day, and I decided to protect my dashboard on my car by applying like an Armour All or Armour Guard type of thing.
Yeah.
But it says, which I read afterwards, not to apply for the heat, and it ended up cracking my dashboard.
Oh, there you go.
No.
So what sort of job is that to get it fixed? How expensive?
I haven't got it fixed.
Oh,
It's on the to-do list.
Simon's like, that's a job for another day.
Yeah.
Good morning, Nikita.
Good morning, how are you?
Good. When did the heat get you?
So last summer, I come in from the garden and left the Crocs on the deck in exposed sun.
Yeah.
Next morning, went to go put them on, and they're a couple of sizes too small.
Really? so Crocs can't
The heat
handle the
shrunk
heat. Really? Is that a thing? So Crocs shrink in the heat?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So,
So they got passed down to the daughter. So
Yeah. That's Nikita. Can you remember when you were a kid? I don't know if you're old enough to remember this, but when you used to get Twisties packets and put them in the oven and shrink them down and
Yeah.
make them into
Shrinkies.
key rings.
Yeah.
I'm going to try that with a pair of Crocs.
Yeah. Also, that is just the gift that keeps on giving, Nikita. I mean, how fun would it just be gifted a nice pair of second-hand Crocs as well
I
for the
know.
daughter?
Perfect.
As well.
what the cost of them? Like I wasn't
exactly
impressed.
right.
I went back to buy a second pair.
No.
Nikita, just on that, how many kids you got?
I've got two kids, a 2-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Oh, very good. We might send you along to Dinosaur World Live if you'd like.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Thank you.
Really cool stuff. Dinosaur World Live, little interactive dinosaur show, family thing here in Adelaide from the 25th to 28th of January. My kid's going to love it.
And I feel a bit sorry for Nikita's kid because not only is she going to school in Crocs, but she's also wearing her mum's Crocs. This is a double whammy.
Nice Crocs, yeah, they used to be my mum's. Oh, wow. Every now and then, as a man, you sit there and you think, wow, what would I do in a particular situation, like a really confronting situation? Would I man up or would I just squirm out the back like a little weasel and forever feel like an absolute pussycat? Do you know what I mean?
So, for example, if you were to be confronted with someone who wanted a fight.
Yes. Okay. Or if your family was in danger.
Yes.
Say someone intruded into your house.
Yeah.
I saw this study on the weekend, which I found very, very entertaining, but also like, I wonder what sort of category I've been. It turns out that almost 10% of men think that if they got into a fist fight with a lion, that they would win. with an actual lion.
Yeah, but you might have seen that meme. In fact, I think I sent it to your wife where there's a woman standing at the kitchen sink and that's a thought bubble. So there's 15 different thoughts about, I've got to do the kids' homework, I've got to pack the lunches, I've got to do this for work, blah, blah, blah. And then it flips to a man. It was like, could I take on a bear in a fight?
Yeah, spot on.
Is this a thing?
Yeah, absolutely is the thing. So not only do we think about it, we think, what are our chances of actually winning? And would I be brave enough to even take part in it?
Okay, all valid questions.
So there was a particular moment in my household quite recently which I'm not proud of at all.
Yeah.
You always wonder in a split moment, say if someone broke into your house and you came face to face.
Wow.
What would you do?
Wow.
I think most blokes have thought about this, and blokes say, look, I've got weapons under the bed, or, I'd punch him in the face and I'd grab him, I'd tie him up, all those sorts of things.
Yeah.
The other night, it was about 1 o'clock in the morning and it was stinking hot.
Oh, yeah.
So, and I was asleep, but I don't think I was fully asleep. And when you wake up and you get startled and there's that sort of moment in between reality where you're still sort of half asleep.
Yep.
There was one particular moment where the mirror, and it's a big mirror in our room, fell off.
Oh, no.
So it was attached to the wall and it completely fell off, so much so that when it hit the ground, 1, it's smashed, and then 2, it's fallen front ways. So then it's smashed again.
Right.
So there was a small moment, like a really, really small moment, where I genuinely thought that we were getting broken into.
Yes.
So I'm in bed with my wife and my 3-year-old daughter who still sleeps with us.
Yeah.
And in my moment where I'm really tested on whether I'm going to be a man or not, and whether I'm going to protect the family, this is basically all that came out of my mouth. It was dead set a moment. It was a dead set moment. I thought we were on here. And instead of jumping out of bed and jumping into a fighting position, all I could do was go, and I had my wife, Cara, literally say to me, "Oi, calm down." It's just the mirror that's fallen off the wall. And then the next day, I think at one stage, a little bit of time had passed, and then Cara had to say, "Hey, can we just address your reaction to the mirror falling off the wall last night?" I think Cara was ready to go. Like, she cocked her fist and she was ready to go. And I was in the corner hiding behind my 3-year-old daughter.
Oh my God, I'm in tears. Do you know the worst part about this story is you put that mirror on the wall and you thought you did a great job.
Yeah, on top of that as well. Jeez, what a guy. Not handy and also an absolute pussy.
I really need a chit chat. Let's have a chit chat. It is so time for a chit chat.
Let's go, girl.
There they go.
Yeah, it's all the stuff we talk about off where and we think, oh, you know what, bugger it. We're just going to talk about it on air. We've got producer Zoe with us this morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Newly single, just preparing herself for a hot girl summer in Europe.
That's right. Can't be stopped.
Single summer in Europe.
That's it.
Whoa, look out.
Look out, Europe.
Normally we have newsreader Abby join us, but she's on her sickbed at the moment. So we have producer M, mother of one.
Yes.
Little Maxie.
Yeah.
Engaged to be married.
Yeah, eventually. Anyway, that's another issue.
That's a separate Chick Chat.
So this is the birthing suite edition of Chick Chat.
Yes, finally. I've been pushing this for months. Thank you, ladies. That giant itch, it's finally getting scratched.
So many things I'd like to tell you about what actually goes on in the birthing suite.
I've seen it 3 times.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I know.
True.
I know.
Unbelievable stuff.
Really seen it all. Well, funnily enough, as the only person in the room without a child, I've brought this one to the table this week. One of my girlfriends, who I've just recently been away with, is a midwife. I love having friends that work in all sorts of different little niche healthcare sectors because you hear some crazy stories.
Yes.
And she was talking to us about the different women she follows through their journeys and who they have with them in their birthing suite and the range of. Some people will feel like, my husband will be there, and the others, absolutely not. Don't let him in, sort of thing. So we all got talking about when our time comes, because none of the girls that were there have had kids yet, who we would have. And I was really fascinated. Everyone had really different answers. So I don't know. I personally would, if I could only have one person, I would kick the man out and mum would be in. You know, like that's the priority for me.
Okay, that's interesting.
But I don't know. Who did you guys have?
I had Michael in there. My mum did ask me if she could come in, and I flat out said no. Sorry, Mum.
Really?
Yeah, we are very similar and we butt heads. And I'm like, at that point of when, you know, all of that is going on, I don't need someone else in there, you know, like me. But near the end, I can't even count. Like, I only had Michael as my person, but then you've got the OB and then you've got midwives, and then partway through, you know, it all happening, they're like, oh, do you mind if a student midwife comes in? She's about to finish, but she wants to see a birth. And I was like, I don't care. So I think there were about 5 people in the end, but only Michael.
Yeah, right. Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I only one of them, I had my then husband at the time and my mother, and my mum and I were really close. But at that point, I'm with you. I was like, don't, everyone, go away. Don't touch me. I think you only really want your partner. skip forward to marriage, and the 3 other children were all cesareans, but something so strange happened to me. We're talking about death and dying happening. The drugs messed
I thought you were about to say you gave birth out the mouth again. Remember we spoke about that? Maybe last year. That was crazy when you revealed that.
Anyway, the drugs do something to my head whereby I think I'm dying. Yes. So as I'm going under and the anaesthetic's hitting me,
that's not
good. I start saying every time I start saying my last goodbyes to my husband.
That's so traumatic for everyone in the room.
I know.
Jodie Hayesy, fascinating and morbid.
I know. So that's it. I'm like, I love you so much. And I feel like it's the end. It's weird. Anyway, but it's not the end. It's the birth of new life. So let's all be happy about that.
Did you just have second Greg for children's?
Well, I certainly didn't have first Greg and second Greg, because that would be strange, wouldn't it? So I can have my ex-husband and my new husband.
Was Colleen allowed, Mum, or no?
What do you think people got confused about the Greg I was asking for?
Next minute, Greg Norman, the shark, rolls in. That's a Greg off. I've seen 3 births now, and oh my gosh, now I feel like I've seen some stuff. And I locked eye contact with Carl the whole time.
Yeah.
Not because I was grossed out, because I was scared that if I saw some things, I didn't want to be that guy that takes the attention away. I didn't want to be that guy that passes out.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit scared of seeing blood and passing out. But I know, and I can safely speak, we haven't had this conversation, I know if it came down to one person being in the room, I know that Cara would choose her mum over me.
Really?
100%. Because Cara's mum's her absolute rock in that situation. And I don't know what I'm doing. At one stage, Cara was squeezing my hand so tightly. Yeah. It was definitely going to break, but I didn't want to be like, hey, stop it, I'm in pain here. Because she was giving birth.
Oh, let's do this morning. 13 24 10. Who'd you have in your birthing suite?
Yeah. Who's allowed?
Who was by your side? Who was there? Who witnessed the birth of new life?
And how special were your significant others in this process? I mean, they really knew what they were doing, weren't they? I'm joking, obviously.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't even know where to look, let alone what to do.
See, I find you highly irritating when I'm not having a baby. I can only imagine being in the throes of labour, having Andrew Hayes right next to me. Oh, my.
That'd be super helpful, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Hey. So far in my birthing suite, I've got an ex-husband, a new husband, and a co-host.
Crowded suite. Must be a big suite. Nice. Only standing room now.
I really need a chit chat. Let's have a chit chat. It is so time for a chit chat.
Let's go, girls.
Yeah, Chick Chat, the birthing suite edition.
Yeah. Who'd you have in there is the question. Would you have the same person again is the other question. How did they perform under pressure?
Yeah.
Goodness me. Let's take your calls this morning. Who'd you have in the birthing suite? Hey, Jackie.
Hey, how you going?
Good. Who'd you have?
Well, I only had my husband, my 14-month-old son, and my mum. I had no doctors, no nothing. He birthed him at home. Well, I birthed him at home.
Oh, wow. So obviously, before you could get to the hospital.
Well, I had no time to get to the hospital.
Yeah.
My husband was going, get in the car. I go, I'm not getting in the car. I'm not having this baby on the freeway.
Oh,
so I propped myself up on the bed, and 3 pushers later, I pulled him out. He was there.
Oh, my gosh. So did the natural instincts just kick in, or did your husband actually a little bit know what to do?
My husband couldn't even watch ER, so yeah, grossed out by everything. He has the nickname Doc now, so
wow.
Yeah, no, couldn't do anything. Couldn't do. He did. He performed. He did well, but yeah, all I kept on saying was wash your hands, get the towel.
Jackie, you've said, like everyone's seen that video, I reckon it's Kourtney Kardashian, who sits up and pulls out her own baby. Was that your situation?
Well, that's exactly what I did, because he thought he was stuck, and I'm going, he's not stuck, I need to push. So I grabbed him by under his arms, and with one push, he was out. So it was all over and done with within 15 minutes.
That is incredible. Well done, Jackie.
That is intense.
Superwoman.
Right, Jackie, she's married to McDreamy. How good's that?
Let's go to Jess, who was in the birthing suite. Jess.
Hi. So I had 3 births.
Yeah.
My first birth was to my ex-husband. I had him, my mum, and my mother-in-law in the room. The second birth, I had my ex-husband and my mother.
Yeah.
And then my last birth, my current partner unfortunately got food poisoning, so he was via FaceTime and my mum was in the room.
FaceTime, baby.
FaceTime, baby.
Yeah. So he came in to visit me the night before, and he had Hungry Jacks for dinner, and got food poisoning. So
Wow.
he was in bed.
Wow.
Via FaceTime.
That's the new age, isn't it?
Guys,
Everything's done online
isn't
these
that
days.
incredible? How old's your third baby now, Jess?
He's almost 3.
Okay, I love that he grabs an iPad and he's like, this is how I came out.
Can you just rotate that onto landscape mode, please?
Oh, that's incredible. Thank you, Jess.
You're welcome.
Hey, Courtney. Who was in the birthing
Hello, how
suite?
you going? So my first child, I was quite young. I was only not 20 years old. And I have a very close family, like immediate family. So I had my sister, my mum, my dad, my partner, and then my partner decided he was going to invite his best friend in at the last minute. So then I had his best friend in as well.
Stop it.
It was horrible.
Stop it.
Who, as a best friend, who wants to be in that situation?
He brought a Portos. He's like, I brought food. And I'm like, I'm, about to... But at that stage, I didn't care who was really in the room. I just wanted the child out.
Oh, my goodness.
There you go.
I had everyone.
So your husband's best mate, do you have trouble looking him in the eye now, or we're all cool?
No, we're all cool. Like, he was pretty respectful. He was like, he walked in, he didn't realise it was like crunch time. But he was like, I'm going to sit at the table. And he just went and, sat down at the table. But we just laugh about it now.
Could we just get this straight? Your husband's best friend was sitting at the hospital table eating a Portos as you're giving birth.
Correct. Ask if I wanted any chips.
Yeah. What about Courtney when you're pushing out the baby and you're in all sorts of pain and he's like, and then the doctor's like, is everything okay there, mate? He's like, sorry, a bit too much spicy sauce in my Bondi burger.
Well, he wasn't the problem. He was quite supportive. It was my partner that was not doing so well. Yeah.
Wow, cast of thousands, Courtney.
That
You're
is-
a very tolerant woman. That's
Yeah, well
all I
done,
have to
Courtney.
say. Well done. Goodness me.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for all those calls.
Wow.
Oh God, can you imagine if Courtney won it and her husband would be like, can my best mate just come and sit in my lap?
It's all
In
good,
fact,
though.
sit on your lap.
Hey, it's all good though. He's bringing a Porto. I spent 2 weeks off absolutely not working at all.
That is huge for you because for anyone who doesn't know, Andrew Hayes normally works approximately 7 days a week from Monday round to Sunday.
Yeah, so I haven't had more than, I think last year I had about 4 or 5 days off in between Christmas and New Year's. But before then, for the last 7 or 8 years,
Yeah.
not more than that. So 2 weeks off straight was genuinely life-changing.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It's not till, I think most people work and work and work. It's not till you stop that you realise how busy you are.
Yeah, and I'm trying to work out whether it was a positive thing or not.
Oh, okay. That took a turn.
Because I also read a study which absolutely I could be a part of. There was a survey with 1,500 parents and it revealed that 31% find being a stay-at-home parent more challenging than a full-time job.
100%.
Oh, I feel you, brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Big time. I'd love to be part of this statistic because, so a day where I work here and also at 7,
Yep.
alarm goes off at 4:15 in the morning and I get home at about 7:15 in the
Yes.
evening.
Yeah.
They're long days.
They're really long days.
I'm telling you right now, mums, dads, you absolutely deserve all the praise in the world because that is so much easier than taking care of a couple of my kids for, 6 or 7 hours. Far out.
Yeah.
Interestingly, 45% of women felt they couldn't care for an infant without their mum's advice and help.
Yep.
Spot on. That makes all the difference in the world, grandmas. And the worries that parents were going through range from child development, 27%, to eating habits, oh my gosh, 22%, and sleep patterns.
Okay.
Some of the conversations that I've had with my children over the last couple of weeks, and I sort of take it too personally, and my wife's always like, just relax,
Yeah,
all right?
yeah.
They're 5 or they're 3.
Yeah.
Or he can't talk, all right? So stop firing up at him. Little things like that.
Yes.
So my daughter, who was 3, had a conversation with me the other day because Cara started running again, so she had an early run.
Yep.
7:15 in the morning, she goes, Dad, I need a lolly.
Oh, sure.
Well, first of all, Lottie, you need a lolly or what one? She goes, no, I need it. And she's got the sass thing going on as well. She goes, no, I need it. I go, I'm not giving you a lolly, right? You've got to have your breakfast first. To which her response was, well, Mum gives me a lolly this time every single day.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm like, so you're telling me at 7:15 every single day Mum feeds you lollies? Yeah, well, she does, which she doesn't, obviously. To which, obviously, guess what happened? Guess what the end result was?
You gave her a
Yeah,
lot.
I gave her a lolly. In fact, I gave her 2 lollies. As soon as I say, yep, you can have a lolly, she go, why not 2? Yeah, oh my gosh, what is happening? And then for a good solid day, I've got Henry, which you definitely got off Bluey, calling me champ.
Yeah.
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 Henry, do you want some toast? No, thanks, champ.
Oh, do you know when you said Bluey then? I thought you meant my ex-husband. I was like, why is my ex-husband teaching your kid to call you champ?
It'd be much more appropriate if Greg Blewett called me champ than my 5-year-old when I'm trying to make him eat. No, thanks, champ. All good. So this is a salute to all the parents out there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're doing a good job, because it's hard out there. And if there's any idiot blokes like how I used to be, who thought it was a fun ticket to be at home with your kids, torture.
Oh, I know. And honestly, we got back from overseas from our holiday, and I think we got back on the Friday morning. We had an overnight flight, and around 10 o'clock on Friday, after we arrived home from a 3-week holiday, my husband goes, well, going into the office. Couldn't get in there quick enough. See ya.
Work loves us men because we go in early to get away from the kids. Joes, let's talk about your most recent wedding. Oh, just weddings in general.
Yeah.
I mean, fun day. I love weddings.
Yeah, you do.
Because it's all of your mates.
Yep.
Everyone's looking really nice.
Yep.
It's good food. It's good wine. And you've probably got a pretty cool band going on as well.
Yeah. Do you not get a little nervous going into a wedding because your track record suggests, including your own, that you get a little bit carried away?
Well, yes. In short, yes. And there was a particular moment at my wedding where, I could have gone in very different directions.
Yes.
So one moment we were like, one more drink and he's gone.
Yeah.
So it took about 4 or 5 real solid mouthfuls of water, and by mouthfuls I mean pints of water.
Yes.
To get me back on the straight and narrow. And all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, I'm kissing babies, high-fiving, chatting to grandparents, solving problems.
And just a solid talking to you by one of your groomsmen, mate, pull your head.
Pull your head in. It wasn't my groomsman, actually. It was my brother-in-law, would you believe it? He was the loosest person I know in my life. Who would have thought that he straightened me out? I'll tell you what I did. I'll tell you what, though, Jodes.
Yeah.
I looked sharp and I looked timeless.
Yes.
And when I say timeless, I had a shaved face.
Yep.
And I had a crisp blue suit on with your stock standard blue bow tie.
Well, I have to admit, I saw a wedding photo from you on Instagram on the weekend because it was your 7-year anniversary.
Stunning and brave, wasn't I?
Stunning and brave. Also, 7-year itch. Look out.
That's a thing. Is that a thing? All right.
It's a real thing.
Yeah, it takes one to know.
I was going to say, probably more for Cara at this point, but anyway.
Watch this space. Oh, thank you very much for the heads up, Jodes. What about this little photo that's doing the rounds via Reddit? A groom stuns the internet by wearing Crocs at his wedding.
Oh, no.
Yes. It's very much divided opinion. And when I say it's divided, I would have thought that the opinion is maybe 95 to 5%, because who on earth is endorsing the use of Crocs as a footwear for your groom at a wedding? That's disgusting.
Absolutely not.
Black Crocs, I will say that. So it looked quite nice with the suit. It's not like he was wearing white Crocs with a heap of gibbets and all those accessories.
A little hamburglar from McDonald's.
They were, exactly. They were there to suit the suit, so to speak.
Gotcha.
But still, Crocs. And yes, I get it. He was incredibly comfortable, but a fashion choice that you make at wedding, you've got to think about what you might look back at.
Yes.
So, for example, will I regret this in 20 years' time? Will I regret this in 5 years' time? Don't get caught up in the moment with fashion trends at weddings.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. One thing I don't really subscribe to at the moment that seems to be a big thing is the cutouts in women's dresses.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And maybe that's just my stage of life. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just don't subscribe to it.
No, and you completely... fair enough to not subscribe to that. You know the one that's doing the trends at the moment, which you're going to regret? Mullets.
Yeah.
Mullets at weddings.
Yeah.
I've been there, people. Mullets, they're in. Then they're out. Now they're back in. They're going to go out eventually.
I know.
And at that stage, you're going to be like, what was I doing?
Yeah. Producer M, what you got?
So in the early 2010s, I want to say there was a big trend of women the brides wearing coloured Converse underneath their white wedding dress.
No, thanks.
And then pulling up the dress so that you can just see the peak of it for photos.
Oh, great. Sexless wedding night. Good stuff. Producers, ho.
I'm not keen at all on any sort of head accessory.
Yeah.
That's not a veil. Leave your tiaras in Princess Diaries, you know? Like, I'm not here for it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I agree. It's almost almost competing with the bride territory.
Yeah, well, just even the brides, not allowed. Get rid of them.
No, fair enough, mate.
Heads up, Pocahontas. Don't invite Zoe to your wedding. She will be bagging your headwear in the background. The worst wedding trend that I've ever seen, and I completely understand why it was a thing, because there was a moment where Havianas just took over the planet.
Oh, God.
They were everybody's like, I'm wearing thongs to absolutely everything. Oh, look, I'm on the work site. I'm wearing thongs. Oh, there goes my toe. Oh, it was worth it, though. Thongs at weddings. If you wore your thongs at your wedding and you thought it was really cool at the time, I have no doubt in the world that you're looking back now being like, what was I thinking?
Wow. Wowee. Shots fired. You might want to have a chat to Greg Oddie, because he wore Havianas. We got married in Bali. We got married near a beach.
Yeah, she's like, watch out for the 7-year itch. Also, I married a bloke in thongs.